What these pets can do will shock you. While most people are content with a cat purring on their lap, or a dog picking up their slippers, some adventurous souls invite wild animals into their living rooms. And believe me, today, you're going to see a show of bizarreness with the most unusual animals being considered pets by some humans. Curious? Join us and let's go. Number 17. The friendly fox companion. Foxes occupy a fascinating middle ground between domestic dogs and wild canids, familiar enough to seem approachable but still fundamentally wild in their behaviors and needs. Their increased presence in urban environments has created more human-fox interactions, leading some to wonder if these clever canids might make suitable pets. The reality proves more complex than their adorable appearances suggest. The most widely known fox domestication exists through the Russian silver fox experiment, where scientists selectively bred foxes for friendly behavior toward humans over multiple generations. This decades-long project created foxes significantly more dog-like in their social responses to humans, although still distinct from fully domesticated canines. These specially bred foxes became available to private owners at considerable cost, creating a small but dedicated community of fox enthusiasts. One particularly well-documented case involves a wildlife educator who adopted a rescued red fox unable to return to the wild due to having been illegally hand-raised as a kit. The fox, named Finnegan, became both animal ambassador and social media star through videos showcasing his distinctive vocalizations, boundless energy, and complex relationship with the household's dogs. Number 16. The bear that became family. When most people crave winter coziness, they might wrap themselves in blankets or sit by a fireplace. Svetlana and Yuri Pantelenko took a dramatically different approach to staying warm. They invited a 100-pound brown bear named Stepan to join their household. This massive mammal stands over 7 feet tall when upright, with paws capable of delivering fatal blows with minimal effort. Despite his intimidating size and natural predatory instincts, Stepan defies expectations with his remarkably gentle demeanor. Videos of the Russian couple's life with their ursine companion show scenes that seem impossible. Stepan delicately eating from their hands, participating in tea parties, and even playing catch in their backyard. Most astonishingly, footage captures the enormous bear gently embracing his human caregivers in what appears to be genuine affection. Number 15. Slithering giants. The snake world holds a special place for those who dare to think beyond conventional pets. Giant pythons, particularly reticulated pythons that can stretch beyond 15 feet, have found their way into some brave families' homes. Take Emmy, for example. When her family first brought home Sunny and Cher, she was just 4 years old. Most parents might gift their toddler a goldfish or a hamster, but Emmy's childhood companion choices were decidedly more substantial. Initially, the relationship wasn't immediate love. These massive serpents, capable of exerting crushing pressure that could easily overcome adult humans, were intimidating even in their relative docility. But something magical happened as Emmy grew alongside these giants. The pythons displayed a gentleness that defied their fearsome reputation. Years later, Emmy navigates her home with these massive snakes slithering nearby, showing no signs of aggression or defensive behavior. The family reports that Sunny and Cher remain consistently tame, behaving more like scaly puppies than predatory constrictors. I have a question for you. First, I would like to say that it is possible to follow the greatest curiosities of our world every day. But to do so, you need to be subscribed to our channel. So, are you already subscribed? If not, take the opportunity to subscribe now. Also, take the opportunity to like the video so YouTube will recommend more videos from our channel, so leave your like right now. And now that you have done that, let's go. Number 14. Living with the Lion King. When Pakistani businessman Zulkaif Chaudhry decided to add a pet to his luxurious home, he skipped past puppies and kittens and went straight for royalty, a lion cub named Babar. This audacious choice transformed his already lavish bungalow into the realm of a genuine king of beasts. Purchased as a relatively small cub weighing about 12 stone, 168 pounds, Babar quickly demonstrated the astronomical appetite befitting his species. His daily diet started at a staggering 17 pounds of raw meat, more than many families consume in a week. 2 years later, Babar's consumption has undoubtedly increased proportionally with his growing frame. Number 13. The backyard crocodile. In most places worldwide, discovering a crocodile in someone's backyard would trigger immediate emergency responses. Yet, in one Indonesian household, the presence of Kojak the crocodile represents not a crisis, but a decades-long relationship that defies conventional understanding of these ancient reptilian predators. Under the care of Irwan and his family, Kojak has integrated into domestic life in ways that contradict everything most people understand about crocodilian behavior. The massive reptile shares space with clotheslines and children's play areas, seemingly content with its unusual living arrangement. Most remarkably, in over 20 years of cohabitation, Kojak has never harmed any human family member, though one unfortunate neighborhood cat reportedly discovered the limits of the crocodile's tolerance. Number 12. Jessica, the hippo queen. When most people think of hippos, dangerous aggression comes to mind rather than cuddly companionship. Hippopotamuses rank among Africa's deadliest animals, responsible for more human deaths than lions or crocodiles. Their massive jaws, territorial nature, and surprising speed make them formidable threats in the wild. This makes Jessica the hippopotamus all the more remarkable. Found as a starving, abandoned calf along South Africa's Blyde River, Jessica's life began with tragedy. Nearly dead from malnutrition and exposure, the tiny hippo had slim chances of survival. Tony and Shirley Joubert discovered the struggling baby and made a decision that would change their lives forever. They brought her home. Number 11. The kangaroo kid. Australia's iconic kangaroos embody the wild spirit of the outback. Powerful, unpredictable, and potentially lethal with their devastating kicks. These marsupials possess strength that can disembowel predators and have been known to drown pursuing dogs in water when threatened. Their reputation makes Jackson O'Doherty's unusual companion all the more surprising. Driving along a rural highway outside Sydney, O'Doherty encountered a tiny, orphaned Joey, a baby kangaroo no more than a few weeks old. The young marsupial, later named Damien, had lost its mother to one of the countless vehicle collisions that claim kangaroo lives across Australia annually. Faced with the Joey's certain death if left alone, O'Doherty made an impulsive decision to rescue the tiny creature. Number 10. The reptile that fetches. Iguanas typically evoke images of sunbasking lizards, motionless for hours except when darting away from perceived threats. Their reputation for aloofness makes one particular backyard iguana's behavior all the more extraordinary. This remarkable reptile has somehow developed patterns typically associated with man's best friend, rather than cold-blooded lizards. The video that captured internet attention shows something zoologists would consider highly anomalous. Iguana actively greeting its owner with apparent enthusiasm. When the owner calls out, "Come on, buddy," the large green lizard scampers across the yard with surprising speed, approaching rather than fleeing from human contact. Number 9. The reindeer who came to dinner. Reindeer typically evoke images of Santa's sleigh or wild herds traversing Arctic tundra, not a dinner companion settling in for a home-cooked meal. Yet, in the snowy expanses of Finland, one particular reindeer named Atu defied these expectations by becoming perhaps the world's most domesticated member of his species. Atu's journey from wild forest creature to household companion began with tragedy. Abandoned by his mother in the harsh Finnish wilderness, the young reindeer faced certain death until discovered by a local child. This chance intervention set in motion a unique cross-species relationship that would challenge conventional understanding of reindeer behavior. Eventually, Atu found his permanent home with Pia Tukkanen, whose extraordinary patience transformed the frightened forest animal into something remarkable. Number 8. The tiger temptation. Tigers represent the ultimate status symbol in exotic pet ownership, combining raw power with striking beauty in a package that screams exclusivity. Yet, as numerous documentaries and news stories have illustrated, including the infamous Tiger King saga featuring Joe Exotic, these magnificent striped predators belong in the wild, not in backyards or makeshift enclosures. Despite overwhelming evidence of the dangers and ethical problems. The allure of owning a tiger cub drives some people to extraordinary lengths. Underground markets traffic these endangered animals through complex networks, charging tens of thousands of dollars for cubs that quickly grow into animals requiring massive amounts of raw meat daily, and enclosures secure enough to contain an apex predator capable of bringing down water buffalo in the wild. Number 7. The $100 Boar Buddy. While pigs have become increasingly popular as unconventional pets, few households would consider adopting a full-grown wild boar, animals known for their aggressive temperaments, formidable tusks, and substantial size. Yet one compassionate couple defied conventional wisdom when they discovered an abandoned boar on the brink of death in nearby woodlands. The boar's condition spoke of severe neglect, ribs protruding through its dirty hide, infected wounds covering its body, and behavior suggesting it had been previously kept in captivity before being abandoned to fend for itself. Veterinarians estimated the animal's market value at roughly $100, a paltry sum that reflected its poor health prospects and the general undesirability of adult boars as either pets or meat sources. Number 6. A Menagerie of Mercy. Most extraordinary pet stories feature a single unusual species, but Dr. Prakash Amte and his wife Mandakini took exotic pet ownership to an unprecedented level. Their home in Maharashtra, India, transformed into the Amte Animal Haven, a sanctuary housing over 90 wild animals ranging from potentially lethal predators to delicate forest creatures. The Amte's journey into exotic animal care began not from desire for unusual pets, but from witnessing a disturbing local practice. Indigenous hunters in the region routinely killed adult animals for food, leaving orphaned babies to die. Disturbed by this unnecessary suffering, Dr. Amte proposed a revolutionary exchange. He would provide the hunters with rice and other provisions if they spared the baby animals and brought them to him instead. Number 5. Henry the Koala's Journey. Koalas project an image of cuddly innocence that masks surprising biological complexities. These specialized marsupials consume toxic eucalyptus leaves that would poison most other mammals, processing these toxins through highly adapted digestive systems. Their specialized diet and metabolism make them particularly vulnerable when separated from their natural habitats and food sources. Henry's remarkable story began with tragedy, separation from his mother at a young age in circumstances that left him vulnerable in the Australian bush. Unlike many orphaned koalas who perish quickly without maternal care, Henry had the extraordinary fortune to be discovered by a wildlife rescuer with specific experience in marsupial rehabilitation. Number 4. The Apartment Cougar. In 2016, Alexander Dmitriev and his wife Maria made a decision that would raise eyebrows worldwide. They adopted a cougar cub named Messi and brought him to live in their small studio apartment in Penza, Russia. At first glance, keeping a large wild cat native to the Americas in a Russian apartment seems like a recipe for disaster. After all, adult male cougars typically weigh between 115 to 20 pounds and need considerable space to roam and exercise. Unlike domesticated dogs that have evolved alongside humans for thousands of years, cougars retain their wild instincts and physical capabilities. Yet the Dmitrievs created a highly structured routine that allowed Messi to thrive, despite the space limitations. Number 3. Hyenas as household companions. Hyenas represent one of the most misunderstood animals on the planet. Often portrayed as evil scavengers in popular media, these intelligent social animals occasionally find themselves in the unlikely position of household pets, with highly variable results. People fascinated by these unique African predators sometimes attempt to domesticate them, despite significant challenges. Experts in hyena husbandry point to patience as the primary factor determining success or failure in keeping these animals. Hyenas require consistent, long-term training, approaches that most owners simply cannot sustain. Their wild instincts run deep, hardwired through evolution for survival in harsh environments where they compete with lions and other apex predators. Number 2. The residential capybara. The world's largest rodent might not sound like an ideal house pet, but capybaras increasingly find themselves welcomed into homes across America and beyond. These South American natives grow to impressive sizes, typically 100 to 150 pounds, with barrel-shaped bodies supported by short legs and topped with distinctive blunt muzzles. Despite their unusual appearance, capybaras possess surprisingly amenable temperaments that adapt well to domestic settings under the right conditions. A Florida family documented their life with Garibaldi Roos, a male capybara who became part of their household. Unlike many exotic pets that remain confined to cages or outdoor enclosures, Garibaldi had free range of both house and yard. Number 1. The residential skunk. Skunks typically conjure images of roadside encounters and notorious defensive spraying, yet these black and white mammals occasionally find themselves welcomed as beloved household companions. Domestic skunks undergo a surgical procedure called scent gland removal, eliminating their ability to produce their infamous deterrent spray. This modification makes them suitable for indoor living without the constant fear of triggered defense. Mechanisms. A California couple documented their life with Figaro, a descented male skunk who became a central part of their family. Unlike wild skunks that remain primarily nocturnal, Figaro adjusted to human schedules, becoming active during daylight hours to interact with his owners. Are you seeing this video that is appearing on the screen? Click on it because I have separated it especially for you. Well, that's it, and until next time, Curious One.